From the Ohio County Historical Society Museum in Rising Sun, Indiana, this is Local History Matters.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to this premiere at History Lesson. We're at Ohio Historical Museum here down on Rising Sun, where Mr. Clifford tonight.
Great, Lane.
That's old. I make things up tonight. Talk a little bit about you and historical system. Give a little bit of idea about your.
Well, I stood chair 7 years ago. That subjects and not job I hated, and I was I asked her to be the chair for your turn. Then we'll take the 7 years ago and. We haven't looked back.
The 1968, before war, no, we celebrated last year. Yeah. And for son, with calf, we have, let's just keep going. If you have the museum, get down, take a look. Right?
Please do. We're through the public, we have office hours, and we've been.
And after I mentioned, you drop it in the shots out there. Phil, you do that. What can the museum have coming up here?
Oh, we've got a few things coming up to wrap up. Chile, which is Friday, speak by members, Quest, for the some eyebrows around here. Bring your fish. Show up at 6 o'clock. We supply you like them and join time. What we've what we'll folks we can
either open
here and I think you'll have dark that here.
You say this marketplace coming up.
December 30 or will do sell your
in our past evening and the case of this in southeastern Indiana. Even we're talking a little bit about Rash and the history there. Those activities.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All that these things everyone appearing and you start digging into these stories. You find the legend and stories.
And on things that go here, I think we'll get a job, so you can chat when you're in here. Well, our initial episode tonight, we advertised it because he on James. Talk it's not easy, so you can connect it and get into a portion about a little bit of background. He's not first person. Also, then here's Ohio of years in this country.
Oh, as far as our story is concerned, it starts off nice and driving into there. At the founding of the Bolton family, they were found on build a. They set up residency here. There's very close. I think this particular pod down the road because had a lot of encounters with the neighbors on their journey to the story. I think really begin. The agnostic here to serve property with this area that were first about back. This was there were that.
Were we part of the to clean the West back? We're 17.
Checking out the resources. He was one of the first. Let's and he just saw the potential here.
That were high on the bank. I remember Rising Sun was pursuing the riverboat into the community, and one of the things we used to have people into was, Aurora, they go underwater.
Even the 7 flood, we've been in Lawrenceburg,
and Sister Church
it was up by the name of Rising Sun, and this is where the rattle those were always had folded in one night at the end of 5th Street. Where 5th Street is now, it's not hiding from the rising. This whole beauty of the ride how it has a name. Well, fortunately, that's kind of likable. And James saw it appear, and we were actually the from Cincinnati event that has been confirmed. And at the end, rise up on the knoll, there we locked up and it's a different with corn mash, but this was possession. He also stayed fair between we traveled on that trail. When this finally into the story,
was trading out on the since where things came from.
Yes.
Not
no,
little Indian boulder and some river bank, watching the sun come up. Right, and then someone said, "Oh, wait for the."
Yeah, I remember it. It was just a time. It was dollars and seconds that we were all up to and ancestors in 17.
Saying these called Rising Sun. What is it? What's he job?
Just on the.
I wrote the book.
I did the book. Extremely prominent family from Ricks County, Maryland. I planned to issue an inside family name. It must help. He was a revolutionary great merchant and had nearly 24 slaves, which was a lot of that time.
Okay, Clifford, we need to let Maryland. Does he with him when he comes to?
His son John died. John sat on June, his brother in his state, organizing. Litty was his head from the thing. 13 days, well, he had to be able to fortune. Reads John James and his wife died because their son, Jane Weaponing, say, fortunately, died at sea from yellow fever and buried. And this was a horrible job for a close family. Didn't want to provide Jeffrey to make sure. So they decided to go out west and land. Our tragedy, family moved west.
So we have John James, their plantation owner, John Jr., and
His son with
the Sr. When you
he got to Pittsburgh, but later didn't himself first. And about a divided in one of those brick houses. Brings brick down Ashburn bricks is used.
It's a lot harder
and harder. So it was quite a wealth. There are long had reputation and very rough. And we love our friends.
Yeah.
To just that he would take his to and it was oppositional. There's the story, the culture of the broadcast on his and they house the crew right down. So we had a home game that created Rising Sun who retired with a pocket change to do pretty much anything he wanted. And he wanted his children that people in that society had to have. He felt his children moved in all one big steamboats. It's married off well. He continued to himself. And we went back and forth between Lewis and not ran to probably came up on shore and went around sundown. And Brandon moved on. They did. And like I said, their office both John James and had it.
There is the Fulton ground up towards what we call the
Fulton's little farm end of what is right now, and they did private. There are literally hundreds of so per family and early on, and they brought used to them, and there are descendants here.
Built house in Cincinnati.
Yes.
What tend to be
well, probably country in from Europe was available. This was the place.
I think held around. You can say never did, folks. If you go out in this country, politics we nasty, especially national history.
Historic.
I mean, when you look back with wrestling, you don't went on. I don't talk that time, but meets Chamber and the Rising Sun. What makes him decide, or what gives him this big
just like he said, ran a successful situation was made on the creek yes,
part of that and all that, but then he ended up saying the
Cincinnati
civilization. And so James made
never found delivery was destroyed place around 67 Arnold and it just looked as her he didn't walk about that. Took it to the Arnold. Woman and basement was destroyed. That template transcript. In the names. He tried son told them to which about and now he met James. What he he led a beautiful city. His business he put several papers in unopenness.
All right.
And if you had a trade and that value would give a free it had to trade with a job. Do hand in front of the office happen. And if you use your device that's what this whole town was. They're lucky to have. So if you had and would grow a new town free property and the house come person.
Wow. So he's nudging them. How does he make this deal?
Well, it was sad. He would give you a corner lot. Those were valuable. So one of our Hathaway bought
he got up on some movies.
He would have to have time, but he did. So
kind of school
had private schools, high school, and we have record of all grades went there. Was for usually about grade enough to need on the farms and develop teachers. Yeah, I don't know about get into the history is just his create his
and realize it's the building that make people inhabit that build makes nice and warm.
He did, and that was he formed. If you know anything about the history of Sun, you know our county was formed, which is nowhere. But early on, there was a gentleman in Aurora, Holman got 18 grand. His mission was to grow. The road was called Decatur. That was his choice.
They love Decatur.
Miss Holman and Pearl and he sold canal things time. He wanted to the Decatur. And because Aurora was more than right. Like I've said before, that's enough. But I was bringing back. Here for this always
up in the morning. Over the hill, beautiful side, the river bank. You jump to
this. He did very well. One count. He very hard now. But if they were to have a while, a grand been a deal my there. Son built that house.
We'll get.
And this was the base, and this should have left main door, and we're like they wondered the rat. The only wanted to have their
in the there were
that for never be there eventually, but. about the property too.
With the highway was big. Hammer time went dry, didn't it?
It's about the size of our creek. Ours where the deer set running a rip on our rabbit area. Creeks where they were kind of high. So now you could take a fuel in a car, the ferrying to Fort Black Hunter. So the break of day. And people do those two. They take run points, let the amazing string up, so the trading freight, and dice me on down. We were. Envelope roofing it.
It did not come to listen. They raised the money and their own to get out of it. On the step to have new big
a lot of
force and practical.
Our number was extremely conservative. You see, no.
Thornsburg, you got and a few big nusses of Eastern
in our conservative and everything. Catholic Church is bound came and came bound we never had.
I've got we're the son of formed and we can meet and something else the history here maybe here I'm going to look at it from occupation on the team right pick night on that son where's that
exactly right that was couple states 96 it's this the original album a few years ago point north on and so I looked through
that was whole family actually they laid out the entire platform today the size
96
lots red
30 90 feet deep
they're not very wide
once again it was very wants a lot that try
how you find that
Logan has the name not a vehicle that we're into the about Negro did bring a place
it was there
yes yeah that's good we're with the 10 we can discover Mr. Jeter did for the mobilization. And digging out of road.
Right.
The outside spearheaded that. We got Mark Souther on African Street. We're going to do a mark with that. They did that. Interesting free stream. We're trying to figure this out now. Baker just talked a little about Dick Tom was one of the people that helped Mr. James and his son plat the town. Well, as we dig through and we're doing some Underground Railroad research, we find out that Big Tom took on the name of James, as most indentured people did, and he stayed here. Well, we think that was the beginning of the James family, the Thomas family. They reversed their names. He took his first name, turned it into a surname, and became the Thomas family.
And I went to school with James Thomas and his sister.
Yes,
and a lot
so
of
we're
family
trying
there.
to prove that.
That's amazing, Cliff.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we can talk about. Unfortunately, a half hour goes pretty quick, it seems.
Well, 45 minutes has gone very quickly.
I didn't think we'd make it this far.
We've had an interesting discussion this evening. We talked about the town of Rising Sun and the founding in the Indiana Territory. We actually were Dearborn County at the time, and we were founded. We hope to have many more topics to discuss as we go through. As we say, local history matters. Tip O'Neill, who's the Speaker of the House, used to say, all politics is local. Well, all history is definitely local.
Yes, it is.
And when you go out and you start uncovering these stories and talking about the people around your community, you find out fascinating things that were that just come to light as you open them up. And I hope that through this podcast we're going to bring out a lot of things for a lot of people. And that they get enjoyable. Cliff, thank you so much for the history here and for introducing us and for the Local History Matters podcast. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. You can listen to this podcast on Apple Tunes and as well as iHeartRadio and several of the others. We'll have it up for you to play. Thank you again for joining us this evening. This has been Local History Matters.